All right, it's the MLF podcast. I'm your host, Chad Zumach. With me is my co-host, Ken Muska. Ken, how are you?
Great, Chad. Good to see you, pal.
Two very special guests. I think Tony Mazur is officially on the show now. Tony Mazur. And from In Hot Water on Compound Media and from Alex Engelbert's Vagina, we have Gino Visconti.
He is not happy with the good guy. Come on now. What?
She's not a fan of you right now?
Gino's got a new vagina.
Because the other girl that I'm kind of seeing was in town, and what's the line from the old Saturday Night Live skit? A stallion must run and run free. So it was that,
She's not respecting the stallion?
How can you? I mean, come on. How could you say no to this? It's a curse. Sorry, guys. I don't have to tell you guys. It's a curse being this attractive. Jesus Christ.
This guy gets it.
I thought you were going to settle down and have some kids.
Thank you, buddy.
I guess we're going to settle down and have kids.
What's that?
I thought you were going to settle down and have kids with her.
If they find my body within the next week, maybe that's still a possibility, but I'm not optimistic, guys. What? Hi, hey.
Tony, you like my shirt?
I do like it. Gino has one of those from the Funny Stuff. And in fact, Gino, if you take a look at what I'm wearing from Matt Miller.
Oh, the Comedians of the Cock. Yeah, motherfucker. The Ohio Cock. Comedians of the Compound, motherfucker.
The one where all of us got COVID.
I guess everyone
is not. Is that crazy? Somehow I'm rumored to be the one spreading it. I'm what is it? Agent Zero? I'm that guy. That's me. Yeah.
I heard Skankfest, everyone got COVID too. I heard that was a nice spreader event.
No, it's the same as any fucking event with a lot of people. The fucking people that are fucking weak, that aren't completely immunized get it. And 99.95% of them live and they move on, but they're shaming the infected. That's what they do. Oh my God, you got COVID? You should be ashamed of yourself. Should I? Or should I be what I like to call women that get away, men that get away with hitting women are heroes? I mean, come on, what?
I knew we would get there.
Gino, is your girlfriend on your dental plan?
It's funny you should ask. She is already, and it covers cleaning, spillings, and talking back. So really, thank you, Tony. It means a lot. Thank you, buddy.
Is that what
I'm putting it on the tee for you, and you got a Louisville Slugger.
And it's like it's on a tee, and I just totally miss and hit it sideways half an inch. Yeah, that's me. That's me. But it's pretty much that's it. Yes, it is.
Basically, it's the volleyball scene in the Top Gun where Goose sets up Maverick for the spike with your shirts off.
Rack me.
Which is not gay. We're men. We get it. It's not gay. It's just what we watch. Come on.
Well, first and foremost, how do we look last week, Ken?
I'll tell you how we looked last week, Chad.
I'm gonna go kill myself when I hear what I got.
Just admit I look like an asshole, and you made fun of me the whole time for, as I said, it was my 750th episode. I got drunk, missed the taping, and I'm sure you gave me a good ribbing, which I deserve. Sorry about that, boys, but thank you for bringing me back.
Good-natured ribbing. You had 11, Chad. You had a big week.
That'd be awesome.
Bounced back. Tony bounced back with 7. I had 7.
It was only going up for Tony with 2 wins.
Seriously, Gino, I had 2 last week.
Oh, quit bragging.
I was retarded. Are you kidding me? 2. Thankfully, I thought I was really bad this past week.
And the commish, if you guys want to know, the commish had 6.
What?
I hope Kevin loses this whole thing. I really do. I want everyone else to win. I'm rooting for all you guys. Stuart, Sark, Ken, everybody win. Just win.
I need to get back into double digits, Chad. I'm struggling these last 3 weeks, man.
Lenny's printer, win it. Win it all. Well, we'll see how it goes. Let's kick it off right now. We got a Thursday game, February 25th, Thanksgiving. The tradition.
November. Yeah, I think November 25th, Chad.
That's what I said. November 25th, I thought.
Yeah, you said February or whatever.
Okay. What was
October?
We got the Chicago Bears -3 at Detroit Lions. Dave Landau's Lions who the Browns barely beat last week. Let's start with Tony Mazer. You were watching the game, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this game. Bears already said that they're firing Matt Nagy after this game, which is embarrassing. And
now, wait, I got to stop you. I just heard that on the walk to the show. So that's not even a secret, right? That's going on.
Well,
it's happening.
Nagy says it's not true, but what's he gonna say? It's probably true.
So maybe he goes out on a high note there. I prefer Charles Nagy, the former pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, and
by the way, rest in peace, Doug Jones.
That's correct.
Still dead, right? I checked. He's still fucking dead, right, Chad?
He's dead. Dead as doornail.
Died of COVID. That's from all those junk balls.
Nice.
I'm going to go Bears this one. The Lions are just garbage. The fact that the Browns couldn't really pull away and beat them. I mean, they scored 13 points. Come on. It's embarrassing. But I'm going to go with the Bears in this one. It's still -3, right?
Yeah, -3. But
last I saw, yeah.
The people that played the Lions played down to them. Like they played down to that competition. So that's why I really wasn't that upset or frustrated. It wasn't a good game, but
is Goff playing? Or they still have the
quote? I just heard this, Tony. I just heard this on the walk-in today. And who's the coach of the Lions? I don't know. Does anyone know? Because I want to give him credit for this line.
Fonts.
Campbell.
He goes. I just got that. That's really good. I apologize. Whoever it is, he said there's a 60% chance that he's a 50-50 go, which I think is hilarious. But even with that, as I jump into your voice, I'm taking Detroit. I'm taking getting 3 because I love fucking Justin Fields. But Andy Dalton, what's he playing? Ryan Dalton, forgive me. Wait, which one is Andy Dalton, right? John Dalton is from Roadhouse.
How do you know Ryan Dalton?
Ryan Dalton's a Cleveland comedian. So, because we're boys. So Andy Dalton, I just don't see him being driven. I'm taking Detroit in the 3 they're getting, which I think may go up if Golf plays. I still like them to flat out win the game. I'm taking Detroit. Sorry to interrupt you, Tony. Back to you.
Nope, I'm good. I'm picking Bears just because they'll give one for Matt Nagy as he goes out, and the Lions never play good on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryan Dalton too, just for the hell of it. No, I'm gonna go Lions on this one. I'm gonna go with Gino's picks. Gino, every now and then he'll pull something out of his ass, and that sounded pretty good. What about you, Ken?
I'm so back to 500. I had such a good streak over 3 weeks. I went 3-1, 3-1, 4-0. So I went 10-2, and now I'm fucking 2-8, 2-6 over the past 2 weeks. It all balances out. But yeah, I hear you. Thank you, Chad.
No problem.
The best thing you can say about Detroit is they cover. So I'm taking Detroit.
Ooh.
To win outright. They're going to win outright. That's going to be win number 1.
Can I use the N-word and say the worst thing you can say about Detroit, or no? We're just doing the best thing.
You can say whatever you want. We don't cut shit out.
So right now, we're doing the best thing.
Whatever. Go on.
Ken, you got the next one because it's your team.
Las Vegas Raiders going to AT&T Stadium to play the Cowboys. What's it, 7.5? Dallas giving 7.5. And Dak Prescott is pissed. Did you see that? He's pissed. So, look, they got injuries. Cooper is not going to play. I think that's a definite. I have not seen the latest on CeeDee Lamb, so I really don't know if he's playing. But if you listen to Jerry Jones this morning on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, he says we're deep at wide receiver, and we have some good tight ends. So I didn't take Dallas last week, and I took Kansas City and won that game, but I'm taking Dallas. I'm going to lay the points.
Tony, who do you got?
I'm going
against the spread.
Before I get into my pick, I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on right now.
Oh, the captain.
And who would you say is the most popular player in the NFL right now?
Aaron Rodgers with his toe COVID.
Yes, the COVID toe. What's that?
LeBron James.
Deshaun Watson.
I was going to say Henry Ruggs, but Patrick Mahomes is clear. He's in every commercial right now. And clearly they've been to the AFC Championship, the game, the last 3 years. They won a Super Bowl. They went last year. I took a look at this because I picked Dallas last week. I thought they were going to be better. Do you know who the Chiefs' home games are this year? because they play 17 games and they play more home games than road games, obviously. They played the Browns, Bills, Cowboys, Steelers, and Packers at home. And they play the Giants as well. So what that means is their toughest games they play this season are at home. So they've had the home field advantage. My conspiracy theory is they want Mahomes in the Super Bowl so bad. They didn't like how they messed up early on in the season, and they did anything they could to make their path easier to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And I thought last week with the way, I mean, Dallas may be banged up, but they're not that banged up. That was ridiculous right there.
By the way, thanks for going conspiracy theory. We're going to raise our Patreon now.
Exactly. Me and Tim Dillon and and Chrissy Mayer.
Keep going conspiracy theory.
Sam Tripoli.
I too am going to go. I think the Cowboys are going to win big. I think they're going to win. Ken, how about this? I think they're going to win. They're going to score at least 40 points, and Raiders won't even score 20.
I'm going to write that down. But I didn't hear Tony's pick. I got mixed. I got, in a trance with his conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy.
Is there any validity to it? Does anybody buy that, or am I just am I Alex
I
Jones
always
already?
buy conspiracy theory. I like what you're saying. They cannot give enough love to this fucking Chiefs team. But I'll tell you this: Chiefs, Raiders. The Raiders. I'll tell you conspiracy. Fucking hanging fucking John Gruden out to dry, letting this team fucking roast in the sun for a couple weeks. And then them coming together. And you think the Cowboys, I don't care that it's Thanksgiving when we celebrate the Indians being stupid fucking indigenous losers.
They're called the Guardians now.
7 days is the Guardians. God forgive me. Well played, Tony. I'm a big fan of the Washington R words. I give you props for that every time I use it. But
when I was a kid, we used to play Cowboys and Guardians when I was a kid. Go ahead.
And that's not bad either. I can steal that. Hold on. That's going in the act. But my point is, I like the Raiders getting more than the TD. I'm taking Vegas in this one.
And I'm going to say Dallas wins, but I'm going to say that the Raiders will cover there. So I think that maybe Dallas wins by a field goal here, but I don't think they'll get that. What'd you say? It was 7.5?
Yeah.
7.5 is what he told me.
That's too much. Yeah, I'm going to go Raiders in that one, even though I think Dallas will win.
Kevin or Ken, close it out. Sorry.
I did close. I started it. I'm laying the 7.5. I'm taking Dallas and laying the 7.5. I think they're gonna crush the Raiders.
All right. Well, we have another 8:20 game. We have Josh Potter's Buffalo Bills versus the Saints in New Orleans. Actually, Mark Norman's Saints.
Mark Norman. Yeah, I was just gonna say. That's right. The Saints are playing today.
Buffalo -6. 6-4 versus 5-5. Ken.
I'm taking Buffalo. I mean, they've been in Jekyll Hyde the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't know. I'm just not sold on who is it? Simeon as the quarterback.
Trevor Simeon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo and giving the 6.
This is a huge game for both teams. Like you said, I thought Buffalo was going to go to the Super Bowl. They're schizophrenic. I think Josh Allen will play pretty well in prime time, and I think the Bills are going to take it. And what's the spread again? I forgot.
6.
Yeah,
I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo's way too, like you said, Jekyll and Hyde, and this one, Buffalo's the bane of my existence right now because I think every time I pick them, they lose, and every time I pick against them, they win.
I have teams like that. I know what you mean, Tony. Please go on.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, especially when I'm trying to pick them. So I'm gonna go New Orleans, even if Buffalo wins the game. It's another one. New Orleans at home, and they may not win, but that's 6. And the way Buffalo's playing has really not impressed me lately.
So Tony's taking the Saints.
By the way, what site are we using? Because I always use, when I do these videos, the Pigskin Pick'em on ESPN. And you're saying Buffalo's getting 6? Are you using the lines from this backward thing that my dear friend fucking Kevin Brennan uses?
It's been updated. Yeah, Kevin used 6 today, but now it's 4.
So it's 4.5. I love the Bills laying 4.5. I'm basing it on that, but whatever line you do, I'm basing it on this. I'm taking the Bills laying 4.5 because I get the Jekyll and Hyde, but I watched the game this past Sunday with my girl who's a Bills fan, and The way they lost the game was, I'll give props to the Colts, who that was their first win against a team with a winning record. But the fucking plays that cost them the game, when you are going to get the ball at kickoff in the second half, and you have some fucking mook run the ball out of the end zone in a rainstorm and trip and fumble like a quarterback and just, land on the ground, fumble, and the Colts pick it up, you can't overcome that. The Bills are going to rape the Colts in this game. 4.5, 6.5, whatever you need. I'm saying it's 4.5 on my thing. I'll lay the 6 if you need, but I'm taking the Bills, Mafafia.
Can I rack you?
Rack me.
There it is.
By the way,
smack off, by the way.
By the way, you guys will love this. Like, my girl is such a Bills fan. If you saw the game, they're getting killed by the Colts, right? And she's so mad that the last meaningless touchdown the Colts score is a pass from Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, both of whom I have in my fantasy league. And I knew not to say, yeah, you get it already, Ken. I knew not to say, oh, great news, I have him in my fantasy league, because she would have beat the shit out of me in that bar. That's how hot she is. I'm like, oh, this is not the time to tell her, great news, honey. She would have killed me. But yeah, I love the Bills in this game. The way they lost was absurd. They deserve to lose. Kudos to the Colts, but fuck that. Love the Bills in this one.
All right, Tony's the only one with the Saints, right? Chad, you took the Bills too?
Yeah.
All right.
What's our next game, Ken?
Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
We got Anthony Jeselnik's Steelers versus Josh Sneeds' Bengals. It's -4.5 in Cincinnati. Gino, how about you go off first?
Dude, let me tell you, I do Gino's picks, which you guys have been great with. And again, sorry I missed the show last week. Hopefully you gave me the comeuppance I deserve for getting drunk for episode 750 of In Hot Water. But hey,
before you go further, when I was living with you for the short while, I would see you doing Gino's picks. I saw it live.
And I have so much fun with it. And I did. I called Ken. I texted you. You called me back. I knew I wasn't. What's that? Yeah, I knew I wasn't in trouble, but no disrespect. You know how I get. But the thing with Gino's picks is I never pick the Chargers unless they're a Monday night game because I have to. I don't want to. You know, you're fans. You don't pick the Browns. You don't pick the Cowboys, Ken. And because the worst thing that could happen is if you pick them to win and they lose, and then but whatever. This is the third week in a row I'm going to pick the Chargers. I'll get to that in a minute. But last week, I nailed it. I said the Chargers are going to win this game. But to think they're going to win by 6, what it was or whatever, 4, I'm like, they are not, because they find ways to make it close. They made the 2021 Steelers look like the 1998 Rams this Sunday night. Let me tell you something you might not have noticed. I know because I did the video. The Steelers are averaging 19 points a game this year. The Steelers have scored more than 23 points once this year. The Steelers scored 27 points in a 10-minute, 46 span against the hapless Chargers, getting punts blocked and throwing picks in their own red zone. And yet the Chargers did just what they needed to do. They let the Steelers take a 3-point lead with under 3 minutes left, right where we want them. And the Chargers scored on the last drive and beat them. The Steelers are not a good team, and the Bengals are going to whip the shit out of them. I cannot bet enough on the Bengals laying 4.5.
Well, hell. Tony, what do you got? Tony, your audio's out. I can't hear you.
Suppose you weren't muted, Tony. Then what would you say?
Yeah, my cord is a little flimsy here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals here just because they kind of need a bounce back, and the Steelers are just one of those teams that I always use baseball comparisons. I look at teams that are just trying to hang on to some kind of glory, even though they're not that good anymore. I always look at, like, say the Philadelphia Phillies of 2008. They win the World Series. They go back in 2009, but then.
You know the team with Bryce Harper, the MVP of the National League? I'm sorry, honey, you broke up there. That's what you said, though, right?
Exactly. But then after that, then they kept, I mean, how long did they keep Utley and Ryan Howard on this team and Victorino? And they just kept trying to go, hey, it was like their pitch by 2014 was, hey, remember 2008? That was a lot of fun. Hey, buy 2014 season tickets. So I always look at that that's what the Steelers are doing is that they're trying to live off that glory of the days of having Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster and all these other guys, and Roethlisberger, who's almost 40. I mean, he's almost 40. So I don't know.
And he plays like he's 42.
It really does. Well, at this point, yeah. And so I got to go with Cincinnati here. I think they need a bounce back. And I think Cincinnati is the team that's eventually going to replace Pittsburgh in that division.
Ken, close it out.
Yeah, look, I'm taking Cincinnati. And like Tony said, and Chad with the 42 years old, Roethlisberger can barely move back there anymore. And look at the way he's throwing the ball, too. He's really laboring throwing the ball. And in the past, this would have been a game where Pittsburgh not only went into Cincinnati and won, they covered and all that kind of stuff. They just went outright. But I just don't see that right now from the Steelers and that quarterback. So I'm taking the Bengals. We all got the Bengals.
Shout out to Josh Schneed. Hey, this is my neck of the woods. It's not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in Indianapolis, and Tampa Bay's getting -3 right out of the gate. I'm going Tampa Bay. That's all I got to say. And anybody else can run with this one if you want.
Listen, I'll jump in. And Tampa Bay is not good against the spread. Indianapolis is, and they're home. Listen, the Giants were so bad. I didn't think the Buccaneers played that great Monday night. So I'm taking the Colts and taking the points.
Really? Look, I like the Colts, but I find, and this is going to make a ton of sense to gamblers or no sense to fucking people, it always seems like you're 1 week off. Whatever bet you base a team, whatever you base a bet on the team, it's the week before you should have bet it on. And if I base my bet on the Colts last week, of course I'll take that. But I'm going to say I missed the Colts last week, and this is the week to bet against them. And I'm taking the fucking Bucs laying 2.5.
Wow.
I kind of think Tampa Bay is cruising right now. They're just kind of cruising to the playoffs. Carolina's not that good. New Orleans really not that good. Atlanta's terrible. I think they're kind of looking at this and just going, let's just get to the playoffs. Let's try not to hurt ourselves too much. Let's not get COVID. Even though it's the flu with the better publicist. A wise man once told me that.
So I've heard.
But I'm going to go Indianapolis. I got to say, it's really surprised me. And I thought Wentz has done, it's like his redemption year. It's kind of the year that I think a lot of people expected that Goff was going to have, and he was going to light it on fire in a dome, and he just never had it. And Wentz has actually had a much better season than I expected in Indianapolis. And especially with that -3, I'm going to, regardless of whether, Tampa Bay wins by, a point, 2 points, I'm going to go with Indianapolis in this one at home.
I think the Colts are going to win outright. I really do.
Really?
Tampa Bay has not been playing well. They really haven't been. And if you watch really, any of the game Monday night, you saw them struggle. But then you saw, Jason Garrett get himself fired for the way he called the game. So,
Did you see who they replaced him with?
No.
Oh, yeah, Kitchens, your boy Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah. He's the offensive coordinator now, huh?
He was the worst coach in New Browns history, and that's worse than Chris Palmer, worse than Hugh Jackson, worse than all of them. He was the worst. He set the Browns' trajectory back because he didn't know how to coach them.
And when Garrett missed the game and he had to call the game, Kitchens, they scored all but 6 points. Oh, bless you, sweetie. All but 6 points.
Thank you, Bill. I'm sorry.
Do you have COVID?
I'm not shamed into COVID. I can't get COVID. As much as I'd like to, watch this. AIDS, but I can't get COVID. Thanks, though.
But when COVID killed my mom, I got a very sweet text message from Gino Bisconte.
I said she's still dead, right? Sorry, what?
She's still dead. Yeah, she's still dead. But my friend Gino did send me a very nice text. And at the end, he did say, Ken, she'll be dead for a long time now. So, and he's right. She has been.
Oh, I've said this about COVID. If you still want to shut down the country because you're worried about COVID, You haven't buried enough people. You haven't put enough people in the ground. And when a guy like Ralph Sutton's like, well, you know, my uncle was old and his healthcare provider was unvaccinated and she gave him COVID and he died of a lung infection. I was like, thank God he's dead. Thank God your uncle's dead, when his fucking family doesn't care enough that they think COVID's bad, that they wouldn't make sure that his healthcare provider was vaccinated. Thank God he's fucking dead. And I got amazing news. You guys are going to love this. I checked today and his uncle is still fucking dead. Still fucking dead. Thank fucking God.
Wow.
Oh, but you know what we need to do? Shut down the country so other people who don't give a fuck. If I may quote the great, forgive me, Chad Zumach, fucking Kevin Brennan said it. No one puts Nana in a nursing home to rehab her for the 2020 season with Brady. You quit on them, we don't care. To quote Longfellow in the Psalm of Life, art is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating. Funeral marches to the grave. Let the dead past bury its dead. I don't have time for you to fucking blame us for all your fucking faggoty horse shit because you haven't put enough fucking cold dead people like these four amazing souls into the ground. Hey, wear a mask, save yourself, but I hope you fucking know you're fucking cowards, and I'm so glad all the people you buried are still fucking dead. I said, you cannot fucking put enough fucking money on the Buccaneers. All right, back to you guys.
And I like to piggyback off that. I like to quote the great Anthony Kiedis. Can't stop addicted to the shindig. Chop, chop. You know you're going to win big. All right, go ahead.
This guy gets it.
Gino, did your mom die of cancer?
She did.
Oh, did? Oh, it wasn't COVID. Okay, I was just making sure.
They all died of cancer, lung cancer, leukemia. What a funny word. Breast cancer, the cancer on my analog, it was inevitable. Back to you, Tim. Again, I'm sorry.
My mom died from breast cancer 3 years ago.
Yeah. How about now, though? She's okay, Chad, or is she still fucking dead?
I actually went and saw her grave when I was home over the weekend. I stopped by the Twinsburg Cemetery, and she still seems to be in there.
Speaking of visiting the twins, I heard it was breast cancer. Nothing.
Is there a zombie apocalypse? Because Jim Florentine wants to know.
I love
What's wrong? Come on. What's wrong with you? Hey, Gino, before we go to Jim's team, the Dolphins, how's fucking what's his name? Joe DeRosa's sandwich place.
It was fun, dude. I went there last night. I brought my girl. Here's my only concern. I love it. It is. If he wants it to be an old time hang social club, it's great. But I feel like it's in the middle of nowhere. But I guess it kind of has to be on the outskirts. It's down in it's on Rivington, which is I've only lived here 20 years. Why would I know the areas? But it's way south. But it was fun. I love it, dude.
Okay, yeah. I saw you were there, and I just wanted to get a little feedback. I haven't talked to Joe in a while, so good.
The sandwiches, the food's amazing. I told him, I said, I want to be the old Italian that hangs out in the back room giving gambling lines. I do. It's like that. It's that cool to feel, Ken. It really is. I know you're giggling, but I really mean that. You know?
I know you do, because we still have some of those places, Gino, in Atlantic City. We
yeah.
have 4 or 5 of them. It's amazing. I go to 2 of them occasionally, and it's just what you said. One of them seriously has an old Italian guy in there, and one of them has an old African American in there.
Yeah.
Thank you for using African American. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say nigger on a podcast, but my point is, it is what? It's
I thought they're called basketball Americans.
Wood paneling. By the way, that's the new word for a guy that drives car into a fucking Christmas parade. But at any rate.
All right.
Keep that part in.
Yeah, keep that part in.
Keep it in. It's Gino, not me. We all made faces. Just keep the video. Woo.
What do we got, Ken?
Carolina Panthers at the Florentine Dolphins.
Nice.
It's 1.5 right now, right? Carolina given 1.5 in Miami.
I have 2, but let me refresh.
I got 1.5 on my thing.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
Yeah. I got 2 right now, but
you're right. It's 2, Chad. It's 2. It changed.
Like it matters. It's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Less than a field goal. It's a pick 'em.
Let me start by saying this. I love Jim Florentine, one of the greatest people ever. He will never admit that he was wrong about this too. You watched it, and let me tell you as a Charger fan, our last three quarterbacks, we fell ass backwards into, okay? We got Drew Brees because we came off Ryan Leaf. We took him after one good year at Washington State, and they're like, we're not doing this shit again. So rather than take Michael Vick with the first overall pick, they're like, let's trade him away. They took the 1 and 2 pick from Atlanta, and they got a guy that turned out to be LaDainian Tomlinson in the first round and Drew Brees in the second round. Drew Brees played great for 1 or 2 years. Then he had an off season. Marty Schottenheimer, I don't have to tell Chad and Tony what a piece of shit he can be as an ex-Browns coach. But he fucked it up, and they're like, oh, I don't know what we have with him because he had one bad season. They took fucking Eli Manning. That became fucking Phillip Rivers. Manning went to the Giants. We got Rivers. Rivers wanted to play. He held out, though. Brees came back into who he was. Eventually, he got hurt. And then suddenly you have Rivers, who's the face of the franchise, and he was great. Two guys we didn't realize we were going to get. Fast forward to fucking Rivers retires, and we have the number 6 pick in the draft. And to quote Jim Florentine, fuck that. We want Tua Tagovailoa. We want this guy. We don't want anyone else. And we took whoever fell to us at 6th. We didn't do anything. We sat there and waited. We took whoever was left. And the universe said, you get Justin Herbert. God damn it. How fucking fortunate are we? Meanwhile, the Dolphins are sitting there with Tagovailoa, who in his ear is always hearing, hey, good news. What was it most recently? Good news. What's his name? Fucking Jacoby Brissett hurt his knee. Now you can play. By the way, you can play until we can see what's going on with Deshaun Watson. Are you nuts? Take the Panthers, who are reinvigorated. I said vigorated, not the thing that vigorated sounds like, but I will say there's 2 G's invigorated with Cam Newton, who I don't care what you think about the NFL. How do you not love what he is doing for this team? I mean, let me tell you, I can't not watch the Panthers right now and root for him because that's a feel-good story. I'm not saying I'm right, but I know I'm taking the Panthers.
No, it's fun to watch him. It's retro. Retro's in right now. And, he's bringing a lot of people good memories, good vibes. And I'm all for it. I'm going with the Panthers on both. They're going to win the game, and they're going to win the spread.
And they lost last week, right? They lost last week, and he struggled.
Still a feel-good story.
I mean, Cam Newton is what he is at this point in his career. It's a nice story to see him run for that touchdown.
He is who he thought he was.
That's right.
And we let him get away. What is it? We let him get away with it. Sorry, guys.
Just slept the podium. I'm going to go Carolina too, because Miami just really, I don't know how they have that many wins. I don't know how they're not winless at this point. So sorry, Jim Florentine, your Dolphins. When's the last time the Dolphins had a halfway decent quarterback? Just like
Ask Jim Florentine. He'll say when Marino was quarterback and Dave Wanstead is Satan. Ask Florentine. He'll tell you that.
Was that when Dan Marino hurt himself in Cleveland? They brought Scott Mitchell in there for a couple of games, and then Detroit overpays him because finally we got a quarterback.
Yeah, I think Mitchell beat the Chargers in that fucking span, but it's not about that. What?
That was Stan Humphrey years, right?
Don't make me masturbate. This isn't OnlyFans, but yes, it was number 12 Stan Humphreys.
Natron means?
What's he mean?
He means business.
This Tony guy gets it. I love this guy. Hey, what was the name of the Phillies catcher in the early 80s?
Let's see. Was that could it have been Bob Boone?
No, Baboon.
That's right. I was,
right?
By the way, shout out to Tony, who watches In Hot Water all the time. He's like, my wife just said, didn't we agree not to watch In Hot Water during dinner?
Oh yeah. I forgot what it was. I texted you the other day, and it was it was something where she's making dinner and she's like, I thought we agreed that we were not going to watch this anymore during dinner.
It's just us being clever, buddy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I enjoy it.
It's the best.
I love how the Mazer house has rules. Don't watch In Hot Water during dinner.
No one should. And I love this show. No one should.
All right, we got the
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans going up against Bill Burr's New England Patriots. -6.5 in New England. Ken, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna go back and give you my Panthers pick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. So I'm taking the Panthers, because Carolina really struggled though last week against the Washington defense, and we know Miami doesn't have a defense. There's no D in Dolphins. So yeah, I'm taking the Panthers. Titans at Patriots.
+2 is undersized. He's undersized.
Plus, hey, listen, I was right. Bo Diaz was the Phillies catcher. Okay, Bo Diaz.
Yeah, he played for the. He came over in the, I believe, the Manny Trio deal.
I thought he was the Von Hayes deal.
Well, I think that was all part of it too.
No, Manny Trio, I think, came from the Cubs in the Sandberg deal.
It was 7-for-1. That Von Hayes trade was 7-for-1 because the Phillies fans used to scream 7-for-1 when he was really
Telling you, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'd love someone to check it, but I think we got Trio in the Sandberg deal, and I think we got Diaz, which we both agree, in the fucking Von Hayes deal.
Wait. Manny Trio played with the Phillies? Or I'm sorry, Ryan Sandberg did?
Yeah, he started out with the Phillies.
And
It was one of the most boneheaded moves ever, right, guys?
Yeah,
Larry Boa went too.
Yep, Dallas Green stole Ryan Sandberg from the Phillies because Green had been with the Phillies for all those years and was actually the manager of that 80 team when they won the World Series. So he knew the Phillies farm system, and he knew, how great Sandberg was. And it was a Bo Diaz trade, right? Not Bo Diaz. Who was the shortstop?
Sean Dunston?
Franco?
Julio Franco?
For the Cubs.
Oh, Larry Boa. Or no. That was from them. Yeah. The Cubs.
This was before Sean Dunston. I just can't think of the guy's name.
So Sandberg was in the Philly system and the Cubs got him? Ken?
Yeah. Chad. Yeah, I'm amazed a guy like you doesn't know that. Yeah.
I just completely forgot.
He was a throw-in in that trade. It was Ivan De Jesus. That's what it was.
Yes.
That's it, Tony.
I love Ivan De Jesus. I feel like I've sinned not knowing that.
By the way, the deal I was thinking of when I was talking about Manny Trio, just because my autism goes up there on my OCD. So it's just December of '82, traded by the Phillies with Jay Baller, Julio Franco, George Vukovic, and Jerry Willard to the Cleveland Indians for Von Hayes.
Wow.
I had a Manny Trio rookie card and it was worth like 30 cents.
What's it worth now?
Might still be, Chad.
So Ken, what do you got on the Titans Patriots?
New England given 6.5. The game is in New England. This is going to be a great game. It is going to be a great game. I think Tennessee's too tough. First of all, that's a lot of points. So I'm going to take Tennessee in the points. I just think that's a lot. I think they want you to jump on that. So I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans looked awful last week against the Texans, but this is a big AFC road game, and it's going to be a tight one. You're right. This is going to be a good game, but I'm going with the Titans in the points, but I think Patriots win. Rack me.
I'm surprised this isn't a game of the week. It's a 1:00 game. I'm going to go. Actually, I'm going to go New England. I know that's a lot of points, but Tennessee really did not play that well, and I think the Patriots have that momentum. They're playing up in Foxborough. I don't know what it is because Mac Jones was not really that impressive of a quarterback coming out of college. He had so many weapons around him. And then whatever it is that Belichick injected him in, he's just been fantastic. So I'm going to go New England this week.
I'm right there with you I have 2 words for you. Fucking Derek fucking Henry. And this is a different team without him. And it's something that you don't realize until you say it. And I guarantee you when I said it, you're like, oh my God, yeah. This team is not the same team without him because he's the most iron running back of our time the past 5 years easily. They're struggling without him. The Patriots, we know, and maybe we forget, they sat up 8 guys last year because of COVID protocols, because Bill Belichick is an evil genius and said, don't waste your fucking energy while we work on getting a quarterback, which is exactly who they got. And I think this game goes ugly. And I love the Patriots in this game.
All right.
Do we go on to the next one? We all pick?
Yep.
Okay, we got a Philadelphia Eagles. Ron Bennington and Big J. Okerson's Philadelphia Eagles versus Lenny Marcus's New York Giants in New York. The Eagles are laying -3.5. Ken.
You know, they fired Garrett. They should have fired him at the end of last year. He'll go back to Dallas and go into the personnel office and be a scout. So watch that. That's my prediction. That's where he's going to go. You know, Philadelphia's been playing a lot better. I like their quarterback. This firing might galvanize the Giants a bit. I mean, that's how functional they've been. And the stories of Garrett are coming out about the problem with him in the building. So he's gone. So I'm taking the Giants. I'm taking the points. I'm 10 games behind anyway, 7 behind the money. So I need to step out on some of these. So I'm taking the Giants.
Actually, I'm looking at this one website. They have Giants just with no spread. Giants 23, Eagles 20. Throw that out there.
I'm gonna go Giants as well because based on recent history from what I saw in Cleveland 3 years ago, when Hugh Jackson got fired, they also fired Todd Haley, not to be confused with Ted Healy, who founded the Three Stooges back in the early 30s.
Wait, double back. Which one's which?
What a great reference.
And the Jeff Healy band from Roadhouse.
That's right. And I'm
Stupid
gonna go
to have a good time.
And he's dead too.
Jeff Healy's dead?
Yep.
Yeah, Jeff Healy died. Yeah.
So Swayze.
Yeah. Opie said it was a Roadhouse curse. And I'm like, what do you mean Roadhouse curse? Just two guys died fairly young, and Ben Gazzara was like in his late hundreds. So I from what I saw what the Browns did with Freddie Kitchens a couple of years ago, the reason they got back into some kind of respectability at the end of 2018 is that they just started running trick plays all over the place. So I think Freddie Kitchens is going to give them an opportunity to open the playbook, and it's going to give them like that false sense of security. So I'm going to go with the Giants in this one.
What a great take.
Look at that. Rack me.
Rack that motherfucker, Gino.
I'm a regular Max Kellerman, except I'm not Jewish.
This guy gets it.
Or a rapper.
Who's up, Chad? Gino, who wants to go?
I'll go real quick because I know Gino has a take. So I'm just going to say.
I don't know if I do, but go on. I'm sorry, Chad.
I'm just going to go with the Giants. Go ahead, Gino.
Can I ask you why? I don't know. Look, I'm from Philly. I'm from South Jersey, but I follow the Eagles. I don't know what to make of Jalen Hurts. Every time I think he didn't get the way they handled fucking Wentz and Hurts, I don't know what either one is right now. And no matter what I think Hurts is, he always seems to be the opposite. I think I'll say this based on nothing. I don't care about Kitchens. He's a good offensive coordinator, terrible head coach. Okay, so Barkley's healthy. They have Daniel Jones. He might not be the guy, but I don't think Jalen Hurts can cover over a field goal on the road. Stop it. Taking the Giants.
Well, that's a good take. The problem is Philadelphia is running the ball more.
The problem is Jews. We talked about this before he hit the record thing. Problem is Jews. No. All right, I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, go on.
Hey,
I'm Italian, but I'm from a certain part of South Jersey, Gino. You know where I'm from, so I can't comment on that.
Gino, since we're talking Philadelphia, you're from the area. Is Will Smith gay?
He's bi, without a doubt. I'd be amazed if he wasn't bi.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I have my finger on the pulse of all things entertainment, especially in the core of Philly, but he's bi. Am I wrong?
Let me ask you this one. Angela Riley or Curvy Mary?
Curvy Mary.
God bless Angela Riley. She did a hell of a job.
Oh, we love Angela Riley, but she'd never fuck me. Curvy Mary, I have a shot with. That's all I'm saying. I'm just being pragmatic, people.
I thought Curvy Mary's into the Basketball Americans.
Probably. I'm just saying I don't have a shot with Angela Riley's got her shit together. I have no shot with her. Kirby Mary's dumb enough to let me sneak one by the goalie. That's all I'm saying.
Right in the 5-hole.
Right in the 5. This guy gets it.
Atlanta Falcons first, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Atlanta's getting given -2.5. Ken.
This is look.
What a shit game, by the way.
That line went up from -1 recently. So I mean, does it really matter?
0. It was a pick'em this morning. It was a pick'em. Now it's 2.5. Like Chad said, this is just an ugly game. I mean, I want to pick Jacksonville only because they're home. They won last week. I don't know what Atlanta is, but I'm going to take Atlanta. I don't know why I'm taking Atlanta.
On some websites, it is a pick 'em.
Well,
it's basically a pick-up. Sorry to interrupt you. Across the board. I mean, it's a 1.5. Do you really think? Oh my God, I really like. No one has ever said, "Oh, I like that." I could see if it was 3.5 or 3. Oh, but 1.5. No, that's a pickup, right? And I'm not saying you guys are idiots. I'm like, am I wrong to think when I see 1.5 either way, it's a pickup, maybe 2, but that's a pick'em to me. I think that goes down to a fucking pick'em by game time. Tell me I'm nuts.
I'm taking Atlanta.
They just lost 2 straight games too.
I'm going to go Atlanta too, because as the season is starting to wind down, Matt Ryan is going to be a free agent, and these are the games that he needs if he wants one more big contract.
They're
could be
alive in the playoff chase too.
It could just be a 1-year contract, and yeah, it's not a very good division anyways outside of Tampa, but I think Matt Ryan is going to need one of those games against Jacksonville where he puts up like 4 or 5 touchdowns just to prove to people he's still Matt Ryan and he still wants to get a contract, whether it's from a team like the Browns or the Giants who want a quarterback in the offseason. So I'm going to go Atlanta in this game.
If I may jump in, I don't know why the Falcons are only getting 1.5 when you realize the Jaguars just don't score. Okay. Even in their only win on U.S. soil this year, they won 9-6 when no one scored a TD. The last time they scored a TD was last week in a 30-10 loss to the fucking Titans. A 30-10 loss to the Niners when it was 3 minutes left on a meaningless rush. The last touchdown they scored in a competitive game was 2 months ago against the Titans. And I'll tell you, the last time they put anything in, the last time they stuffed anything in when it matters was Urban Meyer stuffing it in that girl's ass in Cincy. And they tried to fucking deny that. You've got to build on your impressive successes. They don't. I love the fucking Falcons here. Take the Falcons, lay the 1.5, and I don't see them winning by less than a field goal, even though that shink kickers wronged me when he was on the Chargers. So take the fucking Falcons there.
Okay, it's 2.5, Gene.
Please. I said 3.
You said 1.5? Oh, we lost Gino.
Good.
His phone fell. He's on mute.
Finally, some peace and quiet around here.
Go ahead, Chad.
Chad, what are your thoughts on COVID?
Where do I stand?
Go, Chad. You're good.
I'm going Falcons too. I got no analysis on this. I just know Urban Meyer is going to be the fuck out of there. He's done.
That's right. He's one and done. USC. Here he comes.
Here he is.
Jets at Texans.
What's the spread?
Houston given 2.5.
There's a lot of crap games this week. Goodness gracious. Both 2-8. I'll go. I'm gonna go with Jets in this one, just because again, every time.
I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my phone. It sounded like you said you're actually going with the Jets. Can you say that again?
Yes, but I don't. Well, they have Flacco this week. They don't have Mike White. And Gino, what's Mike White's middle name?
Incredibly. Thank you. That means a lot. And by the way, That was, I've had so many horrific picks this year. That was so bad. I'm like, no way. He like was the best quarterback of the month that day. So go on. I'm sorry, buddy, but yes.
I'm going with the Texans because I think Tyrod Taylor is the quarterback of the future, and I think he's the guy.
For who? for Houston or for? I don't know. Has he been on every team now? Is he starting to become like the Octavio Dotel of the NFL?
I think he's played for his jersey. His jersey room's going to be impressive though when he's
is he the Edwin Jackson?
Who's up?
I'll go.
Is he the Todd Zeal? There's another one.
I'm taking.
What's that?
Gino, you're up.
Wait, on what? I told you I took the Falcons.
We're at the Jets. Jets are at Texans.
Never heard of either team. Look, the Texans are laying what, 2.5?
Yeah.
I love fucking Tyrod Taylor. I do. We've been over this. I know he's not in their plans for the future.
He's the future of quarterbacks.
But I know you said that, Chad. I don't think you mean it, but he's used to not being factored in. It's one thing to be Tua Tagovailoa knowing they're whispering 8 different QBs in the back of your head, but fucking Tyrod Taylor, Tyrod, if you say it like everyone else, Tyrod, if you're one of the 19 people that watch HBO's Hard Knocks, he wakes up every day being written off. I love the Texans here. I love Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod sounds like retard.
Well, it's the same thing. He's a colored fellow. What?
Cut that part out. Ken, do we have all the picks in? Because we're about to do.
We got all the picks in.
We're about to do Gino Bisconte's Chargers versus Brent Tobler's Denver Broncos in Denver, Mile High. Chargers 2.5. Gino, take the lead.
Anyone that watches Gino's picks knows I never pick the Chargers to win, lose, cover or not, unless it's a Monday night game when I have to pick the game. This will be the 3rd straight week, and I'm 2-0 so far, picking the Chargers. I took them to cover against the whoever they played 2 weeks ago, and then I didn't. Excuse me, 3rd time in 4 weeks. I took them to cover against the Eagles. I took them to not cover and win against the Steelers. You can watch it, and let me tell you, I am used to the old Chargers. I've spent a decade watching the Chargers find a way to lose games, but this new Chargers team finds a way to win games, and most of the time they do that by making sure they have the ball at the end of the game. I will never forget when the Chargers gave up the game-time touchdown to the Eagles 3 weeks ago. With 6 minutes left, I said, now we should win. Because if you give up that tying score with 3 minutes left, we may not have time to fucking win. And overtime's a coin toss. They went down and won. Okay? They should have beaten the Vikings, but their offense couldn't score. They have a terrible defense, and the offense couldn't score when they needed to at the end of the first half. Not important. Last week, they're so set in their formula that they made the 2021 Steelers, I said this, look like the 1998 fucking Rams. They gave up 27 points in 10 minutes, and then they scored the game-winning touchdown. They are going to do exactly that against Teddy Bridgewater, who I like. And he's a pro at keeping games close, but he does not win games late. And the Chargers win this game and cover by a field goal or more at Mile High with a late score. Book that. Rack me.
47.5, Gino. Is that over under?
I don't touch totals. If I had to guess 47.5, I take the over because I could see 48. I could see 27, 21 easily.
I'm taking Denver. Denver had a bye last week. I like Bridgewater. I'll take those points. I'm taking Denver.
I'm going with Denver too. I'm doubling up, piggybacking.
As much as I want to take the Chargers here, they started out so hot, and then they really kind of came back to earth a little bit. I think there's more game film on Justin Herbert, and Chargers -3. I mean, it might come down to a field goal anyways, and especially kicking at Mile High. I hate to do this, Gino, but I got to go Denver in this one too.
Son of a bitch. I love it, buddy.
All right, another 425 a game. We got Kate Quigley's Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. Los Angeles is getting -1 in Green Bay. Odell Beckham.
By the way, Chad, I might be working with her.
Oh, at the funny stop?
Oh yeah.
Just leave
I'll make sure you go through the archives and delete anything I said about anybody who died of a fentanyl overdose in the last.
Leave the fentanyl at home. She's gonna be rooting for Odell and his boyfriend.
He's having a baby
with a woman,
allegedly. That was the goss this week.
The goss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Kate will be watching the game in her living room where she had her friends over one night. I'm going Green Bay. Fuck the Rams. Fuck them. Ken, who do you got?
Yeah, this went from the Rams giving one to now the Rams getting one. And I like that Green Bay defense. I think Von Miller may have a couple of games left in him. But I'm going with Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay.
Tony, what about you?
I'm going to go with the Rams in this one just because, they talked about the COVID toe, which obviously Aaron Rodgers is trolling everybody with that. But these are those games that sometimes Aaron Rodgers just has a clunker. And I know they didn't play that. Aaron Rodgers played pretty well last weekend, but did not finish it off. But I'm going to say the Rams go on the road and actually surprise some people and beat Green Bay here. Although it's not much of a surprise if the line is going to move that many times.
Gino.
I say it again. Say it again, Tony. COVID toe. This is how fucked up the world has become because Aaron Rodgers shoved it up everyone's ass, and I said it. My past 2 weeks with Gino's picks, I'll be honest, 1-3 against the spread. But if I could get any game right 2 weeks ago, it was the one where Aaron Rodgers came back from the worst pandemic of our lifetime and 3 days later played in a snowstorm, and shut out the Seattle Seahawks. And yet the best they can do is, we really got to sell this. He hurt his toe. He's got COVID toe. That's a thing. Do you understand how fucking useless the fucking left has become as they sit there wanting you to be afraid? Aaron Rodgers is everything. Everyone I used to hate in sports, I love now. But Kyrie Irving's nuts. He's a hero.
You know what? You're right. Everyone I hated too. I'm the same way.
Genius. Yep, your boy. I got to ask you, Chad, Tony, remember when we thought fucking, what's his name? LeBron James is great? Fucking puppet shelf faggot.
I hate him.
I never liked him.
Hate him now. I used to love him. Can't be bothered. And that is why it's like, are you telling me that I'm supposed to think that, oh my God, and you know who's really selling it? Howard Stern. That, what's the word I'm looking for? Dumb kike. Dumb kike. Kike. I don't like that word. Well, then you give me a better thing to call one. I love Jews. My meal ticket is a Jew named Aaron Berg. But if I can upset one fucking filthy, fucking inhuman fucking kike named Howard Stern, I'd say this. Hey, you know what they should do? Aaron Rodgers, when he hurt his toe, should have gone to Joe Rogan. He should have. And Joe Rogan would have said, go see a doctor. He would have said, I talked to a lot of people, and he would have said, go see a doctor, because we have thousands of years of medicine that say a doctor will put your toe in a splint and you'll be fine. Just like Joe Rogan said, we have fucking 5 months of fucking studies on medicine that fucking retards think if you put 20 of them end to end, you have 5 times 20, 600 months, fucking 6 years of medicine, and you don't. You don't.
Gino, if you don't get dumb.
Oh, yeah. Take the Packers and lay the points. I love them.
Gino, if you don't get dumb kike shirts made, you're stupid.
I mean, I love kikes, but I love people too.
What about that law firm, Gino? The Rabinowitz, and what's that third one?
He's making fun. I love him. There's nothing on TV, and he'll tell you, I'm watching All in the Family again on fucking I'm watching it. I started with season 1. Archie's trying to sue someone to make money, and he's like, he's got Mike on, and he's only picking the Jews. And he goes, Rabiners. Like, hold on, who's that? He goes, Rabiners, like, is that third name? Thanks.
Well, then of course the Sammy Davis Jr. one where he's like, Sammy, I know you with you being colored and all, you can't change that, but what made you go Jew?
Why'd you go Jew? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I can't bet enough. And by the way, someone pointed out, Stafford, he's come crashing to earth. And even when he was doing great this year, he doesn't do well against teams with winning records. He's looked, and I can see this is the game where he looks like he used to, but he's looked so incredibly bad the past 2 weeks. And there's no accounting for it. We sit there and say, all right, well, the Titans lost Derrick Henry, and these other guys lost their quarterback, or there's an upheaval. But explain to me why the Rams suddenly suck other than they're playing good teams.
Those were the days.
Thank you, buddy.
Minnesota at San Francisco. The Niners given 3.
This is a speech impediment man's Minnesota Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings because of who Mike Zimmer is dating.
Who's he Mike Zimmer dating?
Take a look.
I can't tell.
He's 40 years old, 65.
Who is she? I can't see.
What's her name?
What's her name? Just tell us.
Her name is, hold on. I gotta find it.
Find her TikTok. As you do that, I'm going to say Minnesota. I'm going to go Minnesota with a shocking one on the road because I think Minnesota is actually playing. Every time I pick against them, they've won, and they've actually been playing a lot better football. And I've been surprised, especially on defense. So I'm going to go Minnesota on the road, knocking off because they're both 5-5 teams right now, and with 49ers have also been kind of up and down. So Minnesota on the road here for me.
Her name is Katarina Elizabeth.
Is that her?
I'm in.
I'm in too. I'm going Dan Soder's 49ers. Given the points. That's where I'm going.
Huey Lewis is 49ers.
Gino, are you doing your picks too?
No. I was just sending a tweet out to someone. I apologize. I'm doing hateful stuff. Look, I don't know what to make of either of these teams, but I do know that fucking Kirk Cousins doesn't win a lot of games in a row, and Jimmy Garoppolo is suddenly playing like he's supposed to, and Deebo Samuel is a beast. And if you think the Niners can't win, if you think the Vikings can keep it close in San Fran, you're wrong. Love the Niners in this one. I'm taking the Niners.
What about you, Ken?
I already said I took the Vikings because of who Mike Zimmer's dating.
There you go.
Oh yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
What did I miss?
We got the Sunday night game. We got the Cleveland Browns, 6-5 Cleveland Browns going into the former Cleveland Browns in Baltimore Ravens -3.5. Tony, you lead the charge. I was just home in Cleveland. I heard the Cleveland media talking shit about Baker, saying he's not the guy. Don't pay him the money. Get rid of him. He's a piece of shit, even though we're 6-5. Cleveland fans are turning on him. It's a big mess in Cleveland, even though we're 6-5. Go ahead, Tony.
I like Baker, but Baker should have sat last week. They should have had Case Keenum hand the ball off 60 times. He should sit this week because they're into a bye week, and then they play Baltimore again. I've never seen this where you play the team bye week and then you play the same team again. Baker, not only is his shoulder having problems, his foot is hurting him. Both knees are bothering him, so he can't plant. He can't roll out too well. This is, and for whatever reason, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, decides, I think Baker said he's cleared to play, and we're going to play him. No, you need to be a leader, and you need to step up and say, no, my quarterback is clearly injured. He's overthrowing everybody by a wide margin. He's usually much more accurate. Plus, you're playing Baltimore, and the line I'm seeing is Baltimore -3. I'm going Baltimore big in this one. I think they're out for blood right now, and the Browns just don't have it. I think the Browns may very well lose out the rest of the year. As nice as it is,
Wow, you are a fucking Browns fan. They're not going to lose out the rest of the year, but you've lost. They've hurt you that much, Tony.
Oh God, yeah. Absolutely. Have you seen what who the Browns have on their schedule left? I mean, Detroit was their last game that they have an opportunity. Here's their schedule the rest of the way. It's Baltimore, bye week, Baltimore, Vegas, at Green Bay on Christmas, at Pittsburgh, and then home against Cincinnati. That looks like maybe one win. Maybe they beat Pittsburgh.
No, what's the line Homer says? Everything sounds terrible when you remember it right. Yeah, I know what you mean, but that sounds terrible. I can't. If you tell me that, I'll be like, wow, yeah, but I just can't. Look, I'm not being nice. I love shitting on the Browns. They're not that bad a team, but who knows? Who knows?
They're clearing Kareem Hunt to play, but their wide receiving core is just, it's not good. Jarvis Landry is a shadow of his former self right now. Their tight ends are Austin Hooper's overrated. Their defense stinks. Myles Garrett is Rob Deere. The only thing he does is sack a quarterback. He can't do anything else. He's like Kevin Green, which is fine, but he doesn't do well. He doesn't drop back in coverage. He doesn't make tackles for a loss that's not a sack of a quarterback. Their offensive line is fine. They've put into it, but against a Baltimore team that, again, hasn't played all that well lately, I think they're going to look at the Browns. They're at home. It's -3. I don't see and especially it's on Sunday night, and the Browns really don't play that well in primetime either. So I'm going to go with the Ravens in this one.
Holy rack, Tony, with that take.
Exactly.
Rack the fuck out of him. Speaking of rack me, Ken, who do you got?
I already said I have the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
No, it's my turn. Look, he makes some salient points and stuff, but as I said years ago, when it's a divisional game, everything goes out the window like a baby at the Clapton residence. So I'm going to say,
come on,
you get it? His kid's still dead. I'm going to take your Browns just because I think it's a field goal finish. I do. That's my logic. And I have Nick Chubb, who I adore. It's a run-first offense, which is why what you said earlier I agree with. It's like, look, I'll dig up the fucking time the Chargers lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game when Rivers was – and I love Rivers, but he was hailed as a hero for playing on a torn ACL nobody knew about when the week before Billy Volek and the backup tight end beat the then-defending Super Bowl champion Colts. Sometimes it's part of the system. And all you need to do is hand the fucking ball off to a run-first offense that has 9 fucking running backs, such depth. And I don't know why you rush back Mayfield. I think he's healthier now, and I'm taking the Browns, and I think they keep it close.
Well, here's the problem. This is what I've had a problem with.
You said this. Here's the problem. It's the blacks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the Jews
too. Wait, we're on air. Don't interrupt me. Go on. I'm sorry.
I thought it's the Jews and then the blacks.
No, the thing Ken said with the Jews, you get the blacks. Chad, you'll get the gays. But go on. I'm sorry, Tony.
But here's the problem that I see. This is a trend when it comes to run first offenses, is that they don't, when they get down, they're down by a touchdown or two, then they abandon the run. And you realize what got you to a place of respectability, then all of a sudden you're passing. So somebody like Baker, who's playing hurt and he's playing very ineffective, then all of a sudden they're having him throw the ball 50 times. And their offense is not just necessarily, it's run first because they have good running backs, but it's an archaic 3 tight end set that may have been good 12 years ago, but it's a different NFL right now. It's a very, in my opinion, an archaic offense. And that's why they're a mediocre 6-5 team. And I think after this week, they'll be 6-6.
Okay. Hey, they will be, but only because they lost by a field goal. Go on.
I'm going Cleveland Browns because I want Baker to stick it to everybody, especially the local media in Cleveland. You guys stink. 92.3 The Fan. Terrible Cleveland plain dealer. Mary.
Rack him.
All you guys can go fuck off. Baker, stick it to him.
Adam the Bull really wanted Josh Rosen to be drafted instead of Baker Mayfield. Gee, I wonder why. Why could that have been a guy?
Shoot it up, people. What?
Josh Rosen. Interesting. Anyways,
where is Josh Rosen? He's out of football, right or no?
No, he's playing.
Isn't he backing up somebody?
He's back. He's a backup. I'm trying to think where he is. He played a bit last week.
I'm
Josh
Googling
Rosen
it
is with
right
the Falcons.
now. Stop it.
So
Yep.
he's
I
now on
apologize.
his 5th team since 2018.
He's on the Niners.
He's like the Tyrod Taylor of football.
He's just all over the place.
Oh, no, he's on the Falcons. I apologize. I just read the top of the thing. He is indeed on the Falcons.
Ken, you have the honor of the last game.
Dolphins, Bucks, Niners, Falcons. Wow. He's been on fucking 5 teams in 4 years.
That's a career went sideways. Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle at Washington Monday night. Washington given 1. Man, Kevin Brennan going hard at Lenny's printer.
Washington Guardians. That has ring a bell, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know what they should change Washington to the Washington Indians, and Cleveland should go the Cleveland Redskins. Just switch.
They should call them the Washington R words. Am I right, Tony?
That's
Thanks,
right.
buddy. Thanks, buddy.
They should call the Washington Smallpox. I don't know. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Indians out there.
Indigenous Americans. Look, I'll go first on this one because let's talk about another player I used to love that. Hey, Russell Wilson was a goddamn leader. Russell Wilson, when he was signed by the Seahawks, if you don't remember this, you will. When he was signed by the fucking Seahawks, Russell Wilson was destined to be the backup because it was after Flynn had that great game for the Packers against the Lions and time to use contract. Yeah, and he stung. They signed him, and Russell Wilson didn't care. He went to the Children's Hospital, started fun. He was all about other people. He became a team leader. I heard stories where the Eagles looked at him. They didn't sign him after he left a note on Rosen's car saying, "Sign me. I won't let you down." All this shit, and then he just flipped to suck the dick of the left and do the roll up your sleeve special with that dude. What's her name? Michelle Obama, and an expert who's been jabbed by everyone. His whore wife, Ciara, who's been fucked by every doctor, including Dr. Dre. And now he rolls into Washington, where that's a team that has no identity. But I'm going to take the Seahawks despite all that because I think he'll be fucking juiced up and ready to go from all the protein he got from sucking every dick in D.C.
Oh,
I'm taking the Seahawks in this one and laying the points.
Wow, that's a take. Rack him.
Rack me.
Rack the fuck out of him. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm going Washington. Tony, you're up.
I'm going to go Washington too because there's something. It's interesting. A couple of weeks ago, because you have pro-vaccine, doing the specials, Russell Wilson, and then you have, public enemy number 1 in Aaron Rodgers, and who shuts out who? It's Aaron Rodgers. And what's weird about that team, that Seahawks team, and it was kind of like what I was talking about earlier about Pittsburgh, is they've tried to keep the Seattle team going. Oh, their defense. Remember the Legion of Boom? And
Yep.
they just, it's like they're living off of reputation. And remember, it's almost like we forget, but Russell Wilson's been in the league 10 years now. He's not this up and coming guy. He's already taken them to 2 Super Bowls and winning 1. He's been in the playoffs how many times? They can't score, and they have Lockett and they have Metcalf, and they're not scoring points right now. I don't know if people think that Marshawn Lynch is still playing for him and that Russell Wilson is infallible and that he's not getting injured. But with Washington at home, I'm going to take the Washington football team. I'm trying to be politically correct here in this PC podcast. Don't take that out, Chad.
I'm going to have to take that one out.
Exactly. I don't want people thinking I'm very PC now.
How dare you?
Well, shit, guys, we've come to the end of the podcast. Week 12 is in the books. A lot of people are taking off, including Compound Media. Not Ken and I. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Anything you guys want to plug? Let's plug shit. I want to plug the shit. First of all, thanks to everyone that came out to our show at Time Warp Bar. Me and Tony had a nice show back home on Thursday.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I like to plug my Patreon, which is Sit Down Zumach. Please sign up for that. And what do you got, Ken? You always got something like 3 years from now.
Yeah, I do have some, so I'm going to wait on that. But I am going to see my old buddy Brendan Donegan Friday night. up at Claridge. So I'll be going to see Brendan's show.
Tony.
If I can plug and kind of do a little crossover, I'll be with Kevin Brennan. I know it's not till March 5th in Vineland, New Jersey, but that will be fun. And you can always find me, Compound Media in Hot Water 4 days a week. Follow me on Patreon, Gum Fridays. GinoVisconti.com has all my links. And, you know, you can always watch my picks or Gino Visconti for the jokes, or save the internet fees and just flip a coin because I'm exactly 50% right now.
Are you going to do a picks with 6 tomorrow?
I will, of course, do a picks with 6, but I have a feeling she's going to pick the Bills because we're Bills Mafia, and that's how we do, yo.
Gino, get into Aaron's ear. Listen to me. Do Comedians of the Compound in Tampa, and I'll tell you why. Number one, the club's amazing. A lot of New York transplants are down here. Number two, you guys can go on Mike Calta, sell the place out, and pack it out. Do it over here. Stay the fuck out of Miami. It's a terrible town for comedy. I'm telling you, you guys got to come to Tampa, and I want to be on the show.
Dude, I'll mention it to him. You should reach out to him as well, but that sounds fucking fun, dude. You know I love that shit, man.
And if you guys do that, I'll be down there too. We're kind of planning our vacation for March of 2022, and if you guys have that weekend, we're gonna come down. We're gonna have a good time.
Every show I do at Side Splitters, I get recognized from Kumia's show, so he has a lot of fans down here. A lot.
I love it, dude. Dude, I love you. Don't gotta tell me twice.
I got my table, Gino, for March 5th at Marigi's Savoy Inn,
which is where my prom was 30 some years ago. Not to brag, but I'm a failure. True story.
The Brain Podcast. It's free on Wednesdays, and then I also have a Patreon for $5 a month at patreon.com/Tony Mazer.
Tell everyone who you interviewed today, which I loved.
Dave Thomas of Bob and Doug McKenzie fame.
Not Wendy's.
I was really happy. Yeah, not the Wendy's guy. Not the what's that?
I really thought it was the Wendy's guy. I'm like, the guy from SCTV. Fuck that.
The Wendy's guy is dead.
Is Wendy still alive?
Wendy is still alive.
Yeah, she's out in Denver right now.
Wendy from Denver? What a whore. Wait. I love her. I love Denver. All right, this isn't going out for free. It wasn't because Gino dropping N-bombs and everything else. It was me saying that. There it is.
Have we talked COVID at all today?
Shut up. All right, guys. Follow everyone on social media.
I have COVID till where I'd be on the show longer. Insane.
Guys, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you soon. Good night.